Today, organizations are using more AI systems than ever before. AI assistants, AI agents, automation tools, databases, APIs, and cloud services, all working across different workflows. But these systems are often disconnected, and that creates a critical challenge. How do all of these tools communicate, coordinate, and work together efficiently? That coordination layer is called AI orchestration. AI orchestration connects intelligent systems, manages workflows, routes tasks, and enables multiple AI agents and tools to operate as one unified system. Let's begin with how AI systems have evolved over time. On the left, we start with the simplest form, the chatbot. A chatbot mainly responds to direct questions. You ask something, it gives an answer. Next, we move to AI assistants. Notice the additional gear symbol in the center. That represents task execution. Assistants can summarize information, generate content, or help users complete tasks more efficiently. But on the right, we now arrive at intelligent agents. Unlike assistants, agents are not limited to simple conversations. Notice the network structure surrounding the agent icon. That represents decision-making, tool usage, workflows, and external systems. An agent can analyze goals, choose actions, connect to APIs, retrieve data, and even operate autonomously. As AI systems become more capable, they also become more complex. Now let's compare assistants and agents more closely. On the left side of the screen, notice the very linear flow. A user sends a prompt. The assistant processes it. Then it returns a response. This is called a prompt response workflow. The assistant waits for instructions before doing anything. Now look at the right side. Instead of a prompt, the process starts with a goal. The agent then breaks that goal into actions. Notice how the workflow branches outward into multiple paths. That branching structure is important. It represents reasoning, planning, and coordination. An agent may decide to retrieve information, call external tools, validate data, or trigger additional workflows automatically. So while assistants mainly help users complete tasks, agents can independently drive tasks toward outcomes. In real-world environments, most AI agents are specialized. At the top, we have billing agents. These agents handle invoices, payments, and financial validation. Next, scheduling agents coordinate calendars, meetings, and time-based workflows. Data agents retrieve and organize information from databases or APIs. Automation agents trigger processes across systems and applications. Each agent is highly effective within its own domain. But notice something important here. All of these agents are still isolated from one another. And that creates a new challenge. As organizations adopt more AI tools, systems begin to fragment. Look across the screen. Different cloud platforms, different databases, different APIs, different agents, all operating independently. Notice the broken connection lines between systems. This represents one of the biggest challenges in enterprise AI today. The tools exist, but coordination becomes difficult. Data becomes siloed. Workflows become disconnected. Governance becomes harder. And the more systems we add, the more complicated the ecosystem becomes. This is where orchestration becomes essential. At the center of the screen, notice the orchestrator. The orchestrator acts like a coordination layer across the entire ecosystem. Instead of systems operating independently, the orchestrator connects them into one intelligent workflow. Notice how all systems now connect through the center. The orchestrator manages communication, routes tasks, shares context, and coordinates execution between agents and tools. This transforms disconnected AI tools into a unified system. To understand multi-agent systems, think about a bee colony. On the left, a single bee can only perform limited work. But on the right, many bees working together create a much more capable system. The hive can coordinate tasks, share responsibilities, and collectively achieve outcomes that a single bee cannot. Multi-agent AI systems work in a very similar way. Different agents specialize in different responsibilities. but collaborate toward larger goals. Agent systems can also be organized in different structures. On the left, we see a decentralized network. Every agent communicates directly with other agents. Authority is distributed evenly across the network. On the right, we see a hierarchical structure. At the top is a manager or supervisor agent. Below that are specialized subagents. And at the bottom are worker agents executing tasks. This hierarchical approach is very common in orchestration systems because it improves coordination and task delegation. Now let's look at how orchestration actually works. First, workflows need to be defined. Notice the sequence of connected process boxes. These represent task execution steps. Next, systems need to exchange information. The API and data connections allow agents to access external tools, databases, and services in real time. Finally, the orchestration engine coordinates execution. The central engine determines which agent should act, what data is needed, and what happens next in the workflow. Let's apply orchestration to a real business workflow. The process begins on the left with customer information from a CRM system. Next, product databases validate available products and configurations. Pricing systems then calculate costs and commercial terms. Legal systems validate policies and compliance requirements. Finally, all of that information is combined into a completed customer quote. Notice how multiple systems collaborate together, while the orchestration layer coordinates the entire process behind the scenes. Traditional automation is usually role-based. On the left, notice the simple if-then structure. If one condition occurs, a predefined action follows. But orchestration is more intelligent. On the right, notice the branching decision paths. Orchestration systems evaluate context, adapt dynamically, and choose actions based on changing conditions and shared information. AI orchestration is ultimately about coordination. It transforms isolated AI tools into intelligent systems that work together seamlessly. Agents communicate, workflows synchronize, data flows across systems, and orchestration ensures that the right actions happen at the right time, through the right agents. As AI ecosystems continue to grow, orchestration will become one of the most important foundations for building scalable, reliable, and intelligent systems.